Well, hello there. Welcome back to Critical Weight Theory, or if you're a first timer, which most people would be, welcome for the first time. Well, today we're diving into the life and career of U-God, a founding member of the legendary hip hop group Wu-Tang Clan. Known for his deep voice and gritty lyrical style, U-God has made significant contributions to the group and to hip hop culture, even if he's often been considered one of the more underrated members. Now, I have to confess, I'm not the biggest, Wu Tang Clan fan of all time or anything like that. It's not like I listen to them that often, and rap is not really my favorite genre of music, but you know, I listened to some of his stuff recently. I want to talk about him a little bit. So, Lamont Jody Hawkins, better known as U God, was born on November 10, 1970, in Brooklyn, New York. Growing up in the Staten Island borough, U God was immersed in the local hip hop scene, where he eventually became a founding member of Wu Tang Clan, which is something not everyone can say, right? So the group, formed in the early 1990s by RZA, revolutionized the hip hop landscape with their debut album Enter the Wu Tang, 36 Chambers, released in 1993. I was either 11 or 12 years old at the time, so yeah, they're somewhere in the classic hip hop, uh, I guess, pantheon, you might say. While U-God had fewer verses on the album compared to some of his fellow members, I guess he was actually in jail or something like that at the time. At least as far as I'm aware, that's something I read. But his contributions were still notable. His verse on The Mystery of Chess Boxing stands out as a classic example of his raw, unfiltered style. His moniker, again, from what I understand, it stands for Universal God Allah, and it reflects his deep connection to the group and its philosophy. So he did branch out and he had a solo career. Well, presumably still has a solo career. In 1999, U-God embarked on his solo journey with the release of his debut album, Golden Arms Redemption. The album achieved moderate success and featured the single Death's Gangsta, which resonated with fans of his gritty style. Over the years, he has contributed to other solo projects and other releases from other rappers. His other solo projects include Mr. Excitement, released in 2005, Dopium from 2009, and Venom from 2018. Despite never achieving the commercial success of some of his peers, U-God's solo work remains significant in the hip hop industry, I suppose you might call it. His lyrics often explore street life, personal struggles, and social commentary, reflecting the raw and unfiltered essence of Wu Tang Clan. So, he also wrote a memoir. In 2018, U-God released a memoir titled Raw, My Journey into the Wu Tang, offering fans an intimate look at his life. So I've heard that it's actually a really good memoir. I can't say I've read it. I mean, I don't have time to read everything or listen to everything or watch everything. But if you're a fan of the Wu Tang Clan, you might want to check this one out. Even if you're not that, familiar with U-God's career, supposedly this memoir is actually pretty good. It delves into his experiences within the group, of course, and some of the challenges he faced growing up in New York City, and his journey through the highs and lows of fame. So, as far as his legacy, everyone wants to know what the legacy of a particular artist is. Well, he's basically the most underrated member of Wu Tang Clan, which is why it was kind of interesting to choose him as a topic today. But his contributions to Wu Tang Clan have earned him recognition, even if he's been overlooked in favor of more prominent members. His perseverance and resilience have kept him an active figure in the hip hop scene, both as a solo artist and as a member of the Wu-Tang Clan. Although U-God's solo music may not have topped the Billboard charts, at least as far as I know, his impact on modern day hip hop culture is undeniable. His 2004 release, U-Godzilla, presents the Hillside Scramblers with the Hillside Scramblers, is another example of his influence and commitment to the craft. Although he's not as prolific as some other artists out there, he's definitely made a mark. So it's a story of the power of perseverance and the importance of staying true to one's roots. So yeah, that's basically all I have to say about him. It's a little mini bio episode, I suppose. But it's a bit of a reminder that in the world of hip hop, it's not always about commercial success. Sometimes it's about the impact you leave behind, even if it's not the hugest impact that one could possibly imagine. You still want to leave a mark. And of course, that's not just true of hip hop, it's true of any creative uh, journey that a person would go on. So, anyway, thanks for tuning into this episode of Critical Weight Theory. I'm glad to be kind of doing the occasional music episode again. I was taking quite a long break from covering music, even though the music ones are actually some of my most clicked on episodes. But, I started writing about music, and it seemed like if I was going to do podcast episodes, it might distract too much from that. I'm doing a website at Fansided, like I'm the supposed expert over there. The site is called Stairway to 11. It's mostly about classic rock. So it's kind of interesting now to try to balance between doing that and other things, including my day job and, you know, making content for podcasts and also just having time to relax, do stuff around the house and also having a social life, etc., etc. But, this is a bit of a journey of sorts. It's, you know, interesting to try to balance all these different elements out. So be sure to check out other episodes where I explore stories behind some of the most influential figures in music. And, you could check out Stairway to 11 if you want. It's kind of a site that's relatively being built up from scratch. And, I guess I'm promoting it here. A little bit of cross promotional stuff going on. But, until next time, keep the beats alive. And man, that sounds corny, but I'm saying it anyway. So, yeah, have a good one.